we might be going live again here at the Visionary Edge. Oh my goodness, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see if we are live. Oh my goodness, again, we are live. Welcome to the Visionary Edge. My name is Benjamin Castro, and I'm here with Podcast Junkie Studios. I'm so excited to be here, be a part of this amazing event, and to share all of these entrepreneurs, these networkers, these huge names. I cannot express how much I'm so excited to be here with you all, and this is unbelievable. I mean, I've already met so many people, and I couldn't be more happy.
Anyway,
I'm gonna get a couple people on our podcast, our live broadcast, and this is gonna be really cool. I'm really excited. But yeah, let me make sure. I want to sound check the audio really quick. Make sure everything sounds good because we are live streaming once again. So we're going to refresh this sucker and we're going to check it out.
But I break it up into 3 different restaurants, all within one. So we'll have appetizers first, and then we get up and we walk to the next one, and so people are walking. You did? Not related? Oh, okay. I like it. Yeah, okay.
The idea is
This is, so we're doing appetizers and cocktails, entrees, and the second stop, coffee, dessert, coffee and dessert, and there's, I just did one in Orlando for my friend Ryan, Merrill Lynch. They love what I do. It is very engaging. And then sometimes you have sponsors. Sponsor and
Check.
stuff.
Check.
Yeah, so
1,
for Merrill Lynch,
2.
when they're doing it in Boca, they've never even paid for it. Their sponsors pay and talk for 5 minutes at most, and they go right in.
well, that's what mom does.
Let's set up a lunch meeting.
All right, let me get Allison.
You and I. Sam, I was going to ask you where you're from. Sam and I, okay, I don't know too well myself, but
Grab Allison really quick.
Sam and I are, today is,
We have our next guest coming in right now.
Sam and I are.
Super excited, super excited about this. Cannot be more happy.
You gotta go on there because I gotta come out. Excuse me.
So I could not be more than excited to have Alice. Hey. Oh, I got it. Come on in. Oh,
Hold on, I'm chewing.
she's chewing.
Coming to this weekend.
So we are here at the Visionary Edge. Sam, Janelle, they put on such an extraordinary event here. We have so many people coming in, like-minded entrepreneurs, influencers, people that have business owners, even people that are just starting out. And I just couldn't be more than happy to be a part of something like this. And, we'll be bringing on amazing guests. And actually, I'm super excited to invite my next guest on to speak. Allison, you want to come on out here and come on stage? She is. Woo, woo, woo. What is up, Allison? Allison, I feel like we've ran into each other in multiple different places and
Yes.
in multiple different times. So it's so nice to have you here and have you speaking on the
Yes,
live
so good to
stream.
see you. Yes, very cool.
So, first off, I want to start off today by what brought you here to the Visionary Edge?
Well, my good friends are the ones that are putting it on,
Oh,
so I had
okay.
to support them. And yeah, why not?
I love it. I know. Why not be in a place with like-minded people, entrepreneur. Like, it's almost like a no-brainer, right? Well, if you're not here, why aren't you here?
Yeah,
You
and
know,
it's great for entrepreneurs because that's what I am now.
And oh man, all right. So I love that. So what a good segue, by the way. You do a podcast? That was
Yeah,
a good
right,
segue.
exactly.
So what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, give me a little.
Well, I am a personal chef,
Ooh.
but I specialize in only cooking with organic, clean ingredients.
Gotcha.
So everything that I make for my clients is with no seed oils, no preservatives, no chemicals, no refined sugars. And so usually I get people that really are very focused on their health. I have clients that have different dietary needs and dietary issues, but most of the time, most people come to me because they want a healthy chef.
I love that. Now, is it custom to each family or to each client? I know you were saying everyone has a different body and all of those things, but is it the same with giving nutrition advice, I guess? So everyone kind of reacts differently and things like that?
Well, yeah, I don't give nutrition advice because I'm not a nutritionist.
Okay.
But yes, everybody's different. So every family is different. Some have kids, some don't. Some are gluten-free, some are dairy-free, some have very restrictive diets.
Okay.
So
then you have to kind of
yes.
find out how that you can incorporate your with their
Right.
lifestyle.
I usually do an intake form of a food intake, and then they kind of let me know if they're, like I said, gluten-free, dairy-free, if they have different allergies, like things like that. And then I come up with a menu of things that I can cook for them, and we kind of go back and forth. Some clients will give me recipes that they want, that they love, so which is great. Or
but you would tweak them to
always.
Oh.
That's the other thing is I'll always tweak certain recipes. So I'll give you for instance, somebody had given me a recipe and it had clams and mussels and shrimp, and it was in like a red sauce, but it had wine in it. But the client is now in remission of brain cancer, so they can't have sugar.
Oh wow.
So instead of me putting wine in there, I put a chicken bone broth.
Okay, a good alternative, yeah. I love
Right, instead of the wine, which gave it a lot of protein, it was a lot of nutritional value added to it, and it came out absolutely perfect.
I was gonna say it still has flavor. I mean, bone broths.
Yeah, it came out
tasty,
absolutely perfect. They were absolutely thrilled with it.
So I love that. Now, all right. So that kind of sparks my neck. Like, what sparked this in you? Like, where did this come from? Like, what? I mean, we all have these stories. We all have things that happen. But what gave you that say, wait, we need to help people with this?
My gosh, it only took 56 years to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Hey, I tell people all the time that nobody has it figured out. We still don't know, and it takes a little bit especially I'm 27, to sit here and say my parents still don't have it figured out. It's like it's a huge thing. So I love that though. But you tried the things that you didn't like. Right?
Yes, I did.
And you did all that stuff. So all right. So tell me a little bit more about it. So 56 years.
I was in a completely different field, and I have always been interested in health.
Okay.
And I've always been passionate about cooking.
I love it.
So those are my two big passions. And so for 28 years, I was in a completely other different field.
Like
and
contradicting of what?
Completely different field.
That's
completely
oh my
different.
Goodness, that's
sitting in front of sitting at a desk in front of a computer, taking orders. Totally different career.
Wow, I love it.
And I actually, it's almost 3 years ago, went on my own health journey because as I was getting older, I was getting a few little health issues. Mm-hmm. And I've always been into natural health. So I go the natural route before I contact holistic doctors and holistic nutritionists and functional medicine doctors, things like that. And so I did, and I joined a program where I was eating like incredibly clean and everything else. Long story short is I felt so much better. And I did get asked by some friends to cook for their parents.
wow.
who the husband has Parkinson's.
Okay.
And so they were looking for somebody to cook for them, and I said, you know what, I'll do it because I love to cook, and they've had my cooking before. So that was like the first one, but I was doing that when I was working the other career and the other job. And then one day, I got let go from my job. And I had a few other things that were going on in my life. And basically, I became so knowledgeable with what I was doing with my health that everybody kept on saying to me, Allison, you really need to do this as a business.
Yeah.
And people come to me also all the time, and I've done this with my business as well, is I also take people grocery shopping. So I will teach them, I'll take them on a grocery store, and I'll teach them how to go through a grocery store and how to read ingredient labels, because it is absolutely critical these days. You have to know
prints. There's so many things in there.
you have to know what's in your food,
Yeah.
because there's so many chemicals and so many things in there, and literally 70 to 90% of all disease right now is caused by lifestyle and your diet. It's
So-
a fact. It's a fact.
So this brings up an amazing question that I just kind of thought of was, so you believe that even if you've been eating wrong your entire life, you can still change, right? You can still
you
change
can.
it around. You can still save yourself, learn, at least take the time to get the knowledge that you need to make sure that you're getting the amount of nutrition that is necessary for yourself.
Well, I will tell you this, once you start eating clean and you get away from the sugars, the refined sugars, and you get away from all the gums and the fillers and all the preservatives and all the
Glucose.
chemicals,
Yeah.
your body starts to have more energy. It doesn't have to fight. Like, it knows what's going in, and it's using that for fuel.
Yeah.
So, yes. So at any age, you can basically change your, you could change your health. You can change your life without a question. There's so many different things. There's just so many diseases that are caused by food.
Agreed?
So many of them
Yeah.
that people just don't realize.
Yeah, and you
So
hit
many.
it on the dot with almost like the change, like the way you eat can change the way you are, right?
Yeah,
And like,
no question.
a lot of people say to me, they're like, "Well, how do you say so positive?" I mean, I think sometimes now, like you're speaking, I'm like, I eat pretty well. Like I don't I'm not a.
Well, it's the
junk
same
food-
thing.
Yeah.
What you put in your body, what you put in your head,
Yeah.
what you watch every day, who you talk to, who do you associate with, it's the same thing as putting food in your body.
Yeah.
How is it going to react? It's
Yeah.
the same thing. What you put in is what is going to go out.
And see, I love that, and you just made a great point, because when we're caught up with it, and that's why the business that you're doing is so. A lot of people are so busy doing so many things, they don't have time to sit back and say, "Oh man, I got to reassess my whole eating." No, I think just get Allison. Allison will help you with all of those needs. So, I want to just say thank you so much, Allison. And I have one last final question for you today, especially since you're newly into this this entrepreneur kind of mind, right? So if you were to see any entrepreneur that's coming up in this world, what is one piece of advice that you'd give to them?
To have fun.
Yes!
You gotta be passionate about what you do. I was told this quote a long time ago, and it's my favorite quote, is when you follow your passion, success will always follow you.
I love it.
There's not enough people that are passionate and are having fun what they do. And so when I started doing this and I started making this into a career and I started my company and everything else, it honestly, it does not feel like work. It's crazy. I literally, when I cook in people's homes and I'm cooking, it's like I feel like I'm doing it as a friend. Like I'm going into my friend's house, I'm cooking for them,
I love it.
and I'm having a blast, and they're loving it. Like I get to cook all day long, which is my favorite thing to do. And I get to help people with their health. And it's just a win-win, and I'm just, it's just a lot of fun.
All right, I got a fun question for you, because this is something that a lot of people don't, do you wash your chicken?
Yes.
You always wash your chicken. Lime, lemon, a little vinegar. But that's something that I think what I love about cooking. I have a passion for cooking as well, but as like a side, like I mean, I learned, my grandparents are Colombian, right? They're no longer with me, but they didn't speak English. So the way I bonded with my grandmother is she showed me how to cook, and so like
that's
I
fun.
know how to cook like some good,
Oh, yeah,
good
yeah,
dishes.
of course.
But the thing that she taught me was the care, like. It really does. When they say there's love in there is love in a dish. Like, not necessarily, but you're taking the time to wash, you're taking the time to peel or do whatever that extra step to make it that delicious savory. Like, that's what I've learned with, like, cooking is just, you clean, but it always tastes better when you take your time and you're able to like really create something that some people can't do, right?
Well, yeah, when I cook, I don't measure anything. I'm really bad with that. I never measure.
Yeah, I agree. That was the same.
I don't. It's all by sight.
What is
but
it?
then,
It was like someone told me something that you got. I think it was like you got Nana's cooking, where it's like you don't measure anything. It's just.
and I never write things down, which I really need to write
yeah.
down recipes. I'm really bad about that.
I'm thankful my mom has wrote down all her recipes.
Thank God for ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Because I just speak into it the recipe
yeah.
and then it just types the whole thing out for me because I'm really bad at stopping what I'm doing because I get so into it. But like you were saying, like there's an art to chopping an onion.
Mm-hmm.
There's an art to chopping garlic. I mean, yesterday I was cooking for clients and I was chopping all these fresh herbs.
Yeah.
There's an art to holding a knife.
Yeah. Oh
know,
yeah. Oh my gosh. The
so-
countless times I've seen someone pick up a knife and I'm like, you should not have a knife in your hand right now. You
Right,
definitely should put
exactly.
that knife down. You put the finger on it. I'm like, oh man. Yeah. So I agree with that. There's an art to it. You take the time, and that's the beauty of it. Like, because then you have the creativity to be your own self and to show them how you project it. Now, Allison, if people were to get in contact you or want to find you and have you, be a personal chef or anything like that, how would they get in contact, or how can they reach you?
How could they reach me?
Yeah.
So I am on Instagram,
Ooh.
which is Thrive As You Age. My company is Thrive As You Age, and my website is thrivingasyouage.com. I'm also on Facebook, which is Allison, Alllyson, and my last name is Lipnack, Lip as in Peter, and as in Nancy, ACK. And so you could find me all over social media and everything's, I post a lot of videos of my food and things like that on Instagram.
I love it.
It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. I'm having the best time in my life doing what I love to do.
And that's honestly the goal in life, right? You got to get to a point where, and it's you had to take those steps to get to this point, and you got to here, and now you're finally like, wait, I love this.
So we say that God taps you on the shoulder and taps you on the shoulder and taps you on the shoulder, and then he takes a 2x4 and he just hits you across the head.
Buddy.
And you better listen because that's what's going to push you.
I agree.
Unfortunately, I didn't push myself, but yeah, God had his way, and he took a 2x4 across my head.
Oh, man.
I listened, and I took the steps, and I didn't, I reached out to friends, I reached out to people. It was just one baby step at a time, 1 foot in front of each other.
Again, a common theme that I have been saying this whole day, it's going to be tomorrow too, is you want to fall forward, right? We want to fail forward, right? We're going to be failing, but if we can take an extra step, we can keep going to where we're trying to get to.
Yep.
That's the end goal. So, Allison, thank you so much for being on the Visionary Edge live podcasting here at the event. I'm so excited. We're going to have a lot more people coming in, and
Remember, be happy and be healthy and, and thrive as you age.
Oh, I love it. Be happy.
You don't have to be decrepit as you age.
Oh.
You can actually thrive and have lots of energy and still have fun and have a great life as you get older. I'm living proof of it, trust me.
Well, thank you so much, Allison. Till next time, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Allison.
You're welcome.
If you want to send, what's Denise?
Yeah.
Is she right next to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to send her, she can come on out.
Okay.
Hey, Denise. All right, I'm
in
so
case you needed to know how to say my name, Rigetti, like spaghetti.
Rigetti, awesome. Awesome. All right, well, welcome everyone. We are back at the Visionary Edge 2025. I'm so excited. I've got a great guest today. I've got Denise Rigetti, just like
Spaghetti.
I love it. That was a great little. I love that. That's a great little intro. I'm like, wow, that's a good.
And it's around lunchtime, so I was getting hungry.
Exactly. You know, that actually brings me a little. So my name is Ben Castro, right? And I do podcasts. So what I've been going by now is Podcastro.
Oh, I love that.
Right? What do you think? You
Yes.
like a little, Ben Podcastro? How we doing?
I think I like that one. Yes.
So that's a little bit of it. But Denise, I'm so excited to have you here. So we are at this amazing event with entrepreneurs, business owners, and also people that are want to learn how to become successful. Now, I want to know a little bit about you. So what do you do here, Denise? What is something? Give me a little synopsis of what you do.
I absolutely will. And I just have to give a shout out to this event. Janelle and Sam, Let's Go team
Let's Go,
are
yeah.
amazing. I've attended a few of their events, and they are always uplifting, inspiring, motivational, and it just, there's a lot of great takeaways. So.
Amazing. I couldn't agree more with you. Yes.
Okay, so my company's called Savor Our City, and I wear a couple hats. As a founder, I'm also the CFO, which is the Chief Foodie Officer,
Ooh.
and I am the CWO, which is a Chief Wino.
Oh, wow.
So obviously I like to play around with titles
Yeah.
almost as much as I like to play around with food. So I created a company that centers around bringing people together through food, wine, and cocktail experiences. Yes, so I kind of got started because I was the marketing manager for the largest property owner in downtown Boca Raton, and during my time there, we had over 100 different restaurants, all mom and pops, that were tenants that we were supporting, and so I had to come up with some creative ways to drive the customers to the restaurant. So I started coming up with different foodie events. It was almost like a supper club.
Okay.
I created a 12-week Downtown Boca wine series. We created a number of fun events. One of them was just really out there. It was something that had to do with not food related, but I was just doing all kinds of events to drive traffic in the downtown area. And one we did, I don't share this very often, but it's kind of cool. We did a blessing of the dog and a bark mitzvah. So we had Rabbi Frank
my
and
goodness.
Father Frank,
That's
and people brought their
unbelievable.
little pets, and then they got whatever line they wanted to be either blessed by Father Frank or Rabbi Frank. And the funny thing is, so a blessing of the dog and a bark mitzvah, and it was very funny because you see people would line up, and then once they got their blessing, they would swap and get a double blessing. So it was a hoot.
I need to touch on that because I love that, and especially where we are in the Boca community,
of
and
course. Yes.
everyone has those cute little dogs,
Yes,
and everyone loves,
it was-
and that actually just melts my. I love that. That is amazing.
So,
Bark
a bark mitzvah.
mitzvah and,
And a blessing of the
blessing
dog.
of the dog. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
so it just kind of shows you. I like to play around. I'm pretty
Yeah.
creative in that respect. But I was creating all these different events. I was adding more to my plate, so to speak, and I wasn't getting any extra time off or any additional compensation. So I was like, there's got to be something in this, because I started developing a big following. And they had different food and wine festivals, and I was asked to be a judge at them. We were
the doors just kept opening.
they were open.
It
So I
really
said,
did sound
at
like.
that point, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go off on my own, and I created Savor Our City. Initially, we started food tours in Delray Beach, and I called it Taste Atlantic Avenue.
Oh, I love that. I live in Delray.
Oh,
so,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
Taste
yeah.
Atlantic Avenue. Now, this is 11 years ago. I've been in business for 11 years already.
Oh my gosh! Congrats! Oh my god! I thought this was a new.
No, no, 11 years.
Wow.
11 years. Now, initially, it was a public tour. It was an afternoon lunch tour. So anybody who wanted to buy a ticket, they can do that. And it was every Saturday. And people would arrive as strangers, and after 3 hours time together, they would leave as friends. I would see people literally hugging each other, exchanging cards, and so that was really what warmed my heart, bringing these like-minded people together and creating a unique genuine connection and experience. So from there, we ended up growing both geographically and the type of experiences we offered. So initially it was more geared towards some locals and tourists, but we pivoted 3 years in, and I decided I was going to go into a different model, and I was going to be private and mostly groups, pretty much groups. So right now we mostly do corporate groups.
Okay.
So local companies will book us for team building. They'll book us for client entertaining, client networking, unique holiday parties, and also convention groups. We do a lot with that for companies who are coming into town for a national or global conference. If they're staying in the hotel for multiple days and they want to get out and get a taste of the city, will be contracted for something like that. So we accomplish all of that through these engaging experiences like our food tours, cooking classes, scavenger hunts, mixology classes, which became pretty popular during the pandemic time. People really want to get involved with that. And wine tastings. I actually do wine etiquette classes.
Oh,
and
are you a what are they?
I'm not a sommelier,
Oh, sommelier.
but
Close, that's
I
close.
am a senior wine advisor, and whenever possible, I present wines that come from the Wines for Humanity collection. So these are exclusive wines that can only be found at a private wine tasting event. They're not available in any retail. So can't go to a local wine store to find these wines or a restaurant. So whenever there's a charity event, I've been doing it quite some time now, for 14 years, even longer than I started Savor Our City. The charities come to me and they're looking for silent auction items. I graciously donate these private in-home wine tastings to come to the people's homes, their clubhouses, their offices, and I conduct these wine tastings. We talk about things like, and they appeal to everyone, from the wine novice to the wine connoisseur and everyone in between. How to hold a wine glass properly. You would be surprised how many people are holding it incorrectly. Right?
Yeah.
You don't know until you know, until it's
Exactly,
pointed out.
yeah.
We talk about the best temperatures to serve wines. What are the perfect pairings? We talk about just different types of trivia and ways to enjoy the wine.
Well, I was
best.
going to say, it sounds like you're also bringing a community together.
Absolutely.
Like how you were saying, you're bringing all these, and people leave these events, but you're bringing like-minded people saying, oh, I want to learn a little bit more about this, because it is a little bit of an, right? There's
Absolutely.
like a wine.
There's always,
like,
when we
you
do
know.
our tours, it's a historical walking
Yeah.
tour. If we're doing an education, so we do perfect pairings experiences where I bring an educator in. If it's wine, I'm your girl.
Oh,
but
I love
if they want to do a bourbon,
Yeah.
a bourbon experience
yeah.
tasting. If they want to do rum, they want to do tequila or sake or craft beer, I bring an educator in that and pair with a chef to do the pairings
That's
and
amazing.
education.
I love that. So Denise, you're kind of a one-stop shop for a lot of these, clients, right? They're coming in, they want to organize a group, a corporate event, anything like that. They come to you, and you kind of take care of all of that.
I do all of that for them, and through my network, we've been able to replicate this type of these experiences nationwide. So what started in Delray Beach, we're now covering all of South Florida, from Miami to Palm Beach. We jump up to Orlando. We do a lot, because there's a lot of convention groups in Orlando.
Yeah.
Orlando and Tampa, and then we are in select cities in other states across the country, and we're growing. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
So we have something like that right now. We're very, very excited to share. Boca Raton is celebrating their 100-year birthday.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's
Wow.
this is the year of the centennial, and we are a part of the centennial festivities. So come December 6th, we are producing 2 signature events that will be in downtown Boca in Meisner Park. So people who normally can't come to our events because they're private, this is going to be a family-friendly and corporate type event. There will be 2 of them back to back. One is going to be a scavenger hunt, where companies and family and friends can register as teams to compete, and we're going to incorporate some of the history of the city into the clues. And we're going to have some amazing cash prizes and restaurant gift certificates. So we haven't really. You're one of the first people I'm telling in a public platform
Ooh, I love
about
it.
the
I
event
love it.
because we're actually seeking sponsors right now to help out with the cash prizes and cover some of the advertising costs and printing. But we will soon, later this month, be starting to promote the event. So anyone who comes in as a sponsor who wants to get in front of 1,000 to 1,500 Boca Raton residents and visitors, if this is something that they can benefit from, they're going to want to be a sponsor of the event, and they're going to get many, many months of publicity and promotion leading up to the event.
Well, Denise, it sounds like, I mean, if in full, I would love for you to come into the studio. We'll do some content. You can take it. You can post it on different platforms and stuff like that. I would love to do something like that where we're promoting the event. I'm sure you have, but you bring people in. We can do something where you're speaking to other people, getting this knowledge about what's going on. Because 100 years is unbelievable.
We're also going to tie into that. The next one is going to be a tasting passport with a theme of cocktails through the decades. I researched to find out what were the popular cocktails from the 1920s all the way to the 2020s. So the tasting passport, when they purchase one, they pick it up. They're going to take it around to 10 different restaurants where they're going to get a signature bite and a sample of the cocktail from the decade.
Oh, I love this.
All right. So, and we actually have tied into charity. So we're partnering with Brain Bowl, which is going to be to help with Alzheimer's research. There's going to be ticket prices. People can buy either event or a combo.
Where?
It's not even now up for sale yet.
Gosh, okay. Wow, so you guys are getting the exclusive right now.
But Savor Our City, they will be able to go Savor, SAVOR, SavorOurCity.com. It will soon be up there. But as I said, this is something right now that hasn't been yet publicized to the public, but we're just starting to wanted you to know about it while we were here.
Oh my gosh, well I appreciate Denise, this is unbelievable. I love what you're doing, especially I'm a big foodie. I love food. I was actually just speaking with Allison.
Yep.
We were talking about the food industry and all of this stuff, so I think what you're doing is incredible, and I am so excited to connect with you, touch base with you, and we'll see what we can make happen.
We'd love to come on again and see what we can do.
Of course, get some promotion and stuff like this. Guys, we're here at the Visionary Edge 2025. We're continuously going to be speaking to business owners, everyone, entrepreneurs, people that have made it and are giving you advice so you don't have to fail. You can take that step and go that extra mile. So Denise, I just again want to say thank you so much. Savor Our City, and again, what you're doing, I love it. And to think about the growth, right? You've started, 11 years now. Now you're the entire Florida. You started where? Right in Delray
Beach.
Atlantic Ave. So just think of that, right? It takes a little while, but once you get your foot in that door, just keep walking forward, right? Just keep walking.
Just keep propelling yourself forward.
There's going to be rocks. Might even be a big hill. There might be a mountain even. But
it was called the pandemic. That put everything on hold because nobody was traveling. Nobody was coming together as groups. So we kind of pivoted, did some virtual during that time, but we came out and stronger than ever because everyone who'd been working remote, all these companies when they got the green light to start bringing people, remote teams back together, team building just skyrocketed in that respect. So
I love it. Well, Denise, I want to say thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
of
for
course,
having
my
me.
pleasure. And yes, till next time, Visionary Edge, we're live. Bye, guys. All right. Good
Thank
job.
you so
Of course,
much.
good job. You're great. You're great.
Great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did it. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I'm excited. This is
So
gonna be.
how will will you
So right
send me
now,
something?
if you go, so we're live. So if we went to YouTube, and I go here, this is me and you right here.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
here,
just
I'll share
can you
this
share the
right
link?
now. Yeah.
I love that.
And you can post it right now,
Okay,
so
I'm
people
gonna
can
do that.
listen to
I
it.
will.
What is your phone number?
954
Mm-hmm.
410 3177. Someone else almost had that
I
number.
know, I saw it. Ben Castro podcast.
Podcastro.
Podcastro. I know, you like that? That was pretty funny when you said. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on there on the card. CFO and CWO.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ben. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate the
Yeah, my
opportunity.
pleasure, of course.
It's fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, guys, another great guest. I probably have to go find some more. Let's see who we got here.
So when am I up?
I was gonna ask, you want to come on right now?
Yeah, let me.
Hello. I think we're about to have a legend coming in on this podcast right now. I'm not sure, but he's a legend. He has to be a legend. I mean, so it's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to introduce my next guest with me. You know what? I might even actually have him introduce himself. I just wanted to go ahead and introduce myself to him. My name is Ben. It's very nice to meet you. Have you here on studio.
John Askew.
John Askew, how are we today?
We're doing excellent today.
Yeah? Oh, I love to hear it. John Askew, so we have been seeing a lot of people come in here, a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, a lot of like-minded people. I got to ask you, what brought you here?
Well, I'm partners with Christine Curran from the Dining Divas.
Okay.
And so let me just really quickly introduce myself.
Perfect.
Okay. As I mentioned, John Askew. I am president of Forest by Us Studios, president of Forest by Us Music Group, and president of Forest by Us Network.
So I got you right here, right?
Yes.
Forged by Us, founder, right there.
There you go. And so basically, Forest by Us is the acronym for what the world knows us by is a company called FUBU,
Oh.
the clothing company.
Yes, I know
Yes.
FUBU. Yeah, I've heard of that.
So basically, I came in not on the clothing side. I came in when they brought me in to help build out the film and television space and run the studio. So that's what I do.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so John, we got some similarities here then.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're familiar with kind of what I'm doing. You kind of know all the side things.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
looking at the whole setup.
Oh, all right. Well, then, can I ask your honest opinion? What do you think?
About this event?
Yeah, about the event.
Oh,
yeah.
this event's amazing. The speakers, and I like coming to events where there's so many speakers that are in different categories.
Yeah.
In different lanes, because it can get monotonous if I hear one more financial person speak about investments, and one more insurance person coming behind another insurance person talking about, life policies and life insurance policies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I love this because this is so
The diversity here, right?
is here.
And the people that, I mean, the I feel like everyone, like you said, is bringing a different aspect of I guess, knowledge to us, right? Everyone has, like you said, we're not getting a whole thing of finance. We're getting different people from different places, and I love that, John, that you said that. So you came here, you were working with FUBU, and you've done the studio work. Now, what started that? Where did that start from?
So it's quite interesting. So a friend of mine who's the actual
Yes, sir.
who's the actual founder of FUBU, he actually told another partner of mine, excuse me for stuttering just then, he told another partner of mine that we need to, or they needed to at the time, leverage all of the followers and the people that actually know the brand from the clothing side and transition them over into the entertainment side. So because we had because 78 million people around the world know the name.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And know the brand. So it's an easier transition when people already can identify.
I love that.
You see,
yeah. It gives that warm welcome. Yeah, it gives that warm welcome,
Yes.
right? You already know that it's a good little segue. Hey,
Yeah.
I was talking to someone earlier. They were speaking about how the connections, but also having that reference, that referral base, right? Of just having that familiar ground. So that's amazing, and I love that.
Absolutely, 100%.
And so when you was this taught to you? Did you learn that? How, like that's I'm so interested in all of that. Like
So, you know what? That's a very interesting question. Yeah, it's a very interesting question because I come from a business background.
Okay.
Right? My friend and my partner comes from the creative background.
oh,
So
perfect.
the marriage is again this we were talking about this situation. We don't do what each other does, right? We're separate. I stay in my lane, I understand creativity, but I understand how the business works. He understands
Yeah.
how to create from the business that I put in play.
I love that, and then that. I mean, you guys are just yin and yang, basically, helping each other build it up.
There you go. He can rely on me to make sure that I secure the business structure of it. I can count on him, knowing that he's gonna deliver something incredible.
I love that, and that's where you guys kind of strive, right? Now, I got another question for you, John. Now, so this is something that with this growth process, what was a belief system that you had to outgrow to become who you are today?
You know, we had to say we want to be different.
Okay,
You know,
yes, the authenticity, yes.
Authenticity is like to make it. You have to be. You have to be different. Just like the FUBU brand, how it started, right? The FUBU brand was the first of its kind. Wanted to be different than Calvin Klein and some of the other major brands that you had. You know. Bonjour and all of those different brands back in the day. So they had to be different, and they came out with hip hop. It started a lane. With this hip hop apparel. So basically, they were the iPhone. You know, they were They were the iPhone, so they got established that way. We're doing the same thing here. We're considering ourselves industry disruptors. You know. On there, so that's a big part of us is that we don't have the same textbook that everybody else has. That's why we're unique.
I love that, and John, that is kind of how we gotta make it in this world. Is you be your authentic self, you be that different person in that world, and that's what I've been learning with different podcasters and different things. And I tell people, you just have to be yourself. And that's what's going to make it successful.
Absolutely.
All right, I got one last question for you, John.
Okay.
So this great expo, Visionary Edge, we have a lot of leaders, we have a lot of people, but we also have some people that are coming in here that want to learn. They want to learn these things so they don't make these mistakes that we've all kind of gone through and we've
gone through.
Right?
Trust me.
What's one piece of advice that you would give to a entrepreneur, someone that's coming up in the game, something that you'd give to them to keep in it?
Okay, great question. I'm going to answer it this way. So a lot of times people come to me with, they come with me with ideas, right? Now the ideas might be unique, but they come with the creative without coming with the business.
Okay.
So I always tell people, have your business in place before your creative comes in place. Because it doesn't matter. A lot of things never make it to the light of day because the business isn't in place.
And I love that. That's actually something that's huge because a lot of times, with the business here is a lot of people, they want it to be perfect. And if I'll be full transparency with you, if you want a podcast to be perfect right off the bat, you're going to stay mute.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be able to. So there's these fundamentals that you got to get that structure down, just like you're speaking on. That's where the core value, and then you go ahead and go and launch and be that. But you have to have, like you said, that foundation that you can build it up.
You have to have it. So many things fail. It's just like in regular life. You always have in regular jobs and different things in companies, there's always a business plan.
Yeah, yep.
There's always
a
business
guideline
plan.
or something that yeah.
And just because this is film and entertainment, you still have to have a business plan.
Agreed.
You
Yeah.
know, and not just an idea. You know, because
Structure.
somebody
Yeah.
somebody somewhere has that same idea.
Yep.
There's no idea that's totally unique where somebody hasn't thought about it.
100%.
The person that's put the business with the creative, that is the person that's going to win.
Couldn't agree more, John. Well, John, what a pleasure it was to have you here. Now, if people wanted to find you, connect with you, what is the best way of contact? How would you like to be contacted?
Okay, so that's a interesting question because I don't want to put it out there, but the best thing that they could potentially do is send me a DM. I have a social media team
Okay.
that social media team that looks over, and I probably from the internet have done 6 projects in the
Oh.
last year
Wow.
just from social media.
Yeah. I mean, it's I guess social media for me, especially just seeing all the I mean, it's a whole nother business. I mean, it's a whole nother game. You can make connections. You can, you don't have to go and say, hi, how's it going anymore. It's almost like, oh, you got a good following? Oh, come on my podcast. Boom. All right. Connection. Boom. That's the next step. So, I mean, I appreciate you giving us some information, getting us kind of acclimated with what's going on here and what's going on with you. It's great.
Yeah.
And this is our first kind of, interact, and I love it, man.
We've seen each other, but now I know what it is you do. You know what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We saw each other there.
Exactly.
But I'll since I mentioned my social media, I'll go ahead and give the
please,
handle out.
Give the handle.
So it is my last name, ASKEW _John.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna put ASKEW John and underscore. Awesome. I love
No,
it.
it's John. It's Askew _John.
John.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Well, I appreciate your time.
John,
And,
it was. I'm looking forward to. What time are you speaking?
again.
Yeah.
Well, I spoke at 9 this morning, and they told me potentially they wanted me to speak again. So it's possibly tomorrow. I don't have an exact time
Awesome.
on it, but we had a lot of dialogue.
I love it. I love it.
There was a lot of questions, which is what I was really here for, was to answer more questions than anything, because I'm not the greatest at wanting always to talk about myself. So I'd rather have people ask me questions and I answer them.
Well, John, we have a common ground there because I'm usually on the behind the scenes. I'm producing everybody's show, and
Yes.
today I'm doing the interviewing, and now I'm going to be up on stage soon talking. So
There you go.
We'll see how it goes. But John, thank you so much for taking the time, and
Okay.
it was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Of course, take care,
Okay.
John.
All right.
Guys, what a great! Oh my gosh, John Gray. Definitely check his handle out. ASKEW_John. We're really excited to be here at the Visionary Edge 2025. Couldn't be happier, and couldn't be happier. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. We did it. This is our second live stream of the day. We are on 2 live streams for today.
Marina Village. Since the cars are parked on park right next to, did you get that? Yeah. You got it.
Hi guys. See ya. I am live streaming. I think I'm gonna stop it now. So this is